What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back. So today we are located in Decula, Georgia. As you take a look at the row of homes in front of us, we're going to take a look at this new construction home that has a little bit of a inspiration that comes from the West Coast, and specifically Victorian inspired West Coast homes. Okay, and they were known as the Painted Ladies. Okay, so I'm gonna take a look here today, and this is the front of the property. As we go ahead and get ready to step in, this is the color scheme that you're looking at. Now this is a little different here because you don't enter in this door. The front door is upstairs. So let's go ahead and go around. Okay, and these are the stairs. This is a 3-story home, and we're going to be touring around 3,250 square feet. Okay, so this is that second level, and as you can see, the homes do kind of tier up. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to enter. All right, so coming into the home, it is a rainy day out there. Coming into the home, we're greeted directly by the stairs right here in front of us. Here's that light fixture. And as I stated before, this home is inspired as we look at the family room area here. You got your fireplace. Place to mount your TV on the wall, mantle. Okay. There you go. So it's a darker color theme in here. So this home was built in 2024, but it's a new construction. No one's lived here prior. And they're still kind of buttoning things up, as you guys saw down on the first floor. The doorknob was off. So as we come around here, this looks to be your dining room area, okay? And the kitchen straight ahead. All right. So this was a home inspired by some Victorian homes back in the 1800s in San Francisco called the Painted Ladies. And I'll go ahead and drop an image of those right here. So these homes were pretty famous on the West Coast for their design. So Victorian homes weren't only designed in the South, but you also had them on the West Coast as well. So as we continue to look here in the kitchen, we got our recessed lighting, our pendant lights, and over here, okay, so that's to go downstairs. And then this is the laundry room, kind of a small laundry room, okay. All right, and it's warm in here because they don't have the AC on. Luckily, it's raining outside, so it's kind of cool today. The countertop's pretty cool. It has like this texture to it, which is really nice. I don't know if you guys could, if that's picking up, but it's nice and you can feel it as well. So we have that on that countertop as well. Fridge will go here, and you got your dishwasher, and you got your stack here with your microwave and the oven, okay? And then you have your 5-burner cooktop here by KitchenAid. All right, no pot filler. All right, although you do have your very tall cabinets, okay, which I'm assuming, oh, they're not soft close. Interesting. Okay. All right, but you do have your island here. Okay, like I said, they still have all the hardware and stuff in here that you would typically see in new construction. And this builder, like I said, was just inspired by those Victorian homes. But of course, the inside is updated quite well. There's your dishwasher there, okay? What do you guys think so far? Here's your double wide sink. And there's your neighbor, so you are pretty close, okay? To some, that may not be too much of an issue, okay? And then these doors are this is your pantry. Okay, pretty tall pantry as far as, well, a sizable pantry, I should say. And of course, tall, okay. All right, I do like the doors to the pantry. That looks pretty cool. I like that. Oh, and I missed this half bath over here. So this is your half bathroom. right. So this is a 5-bedroom, 6-bath house. Floors are nice too with that lighter color flooring. Really opens the space up. So this room here, comment if you know what this is. I don't know if this would be an office or maybe this is the flex room for this here home. Okay, then you can see out in the distance here, part of your property and the neighborhood going out to the backyard, because you can exit out this way. The yard could definitely use some caring for. But this is a sizable room here. No closet, but just kind of just like I said, like a flex room. Okay, with a large ceiling fan and your recessed lighting. All right, tall doors. So you got this door here entering into this room, which I believe would be the primary. Let's see, well, you got a closet here. Okay, yeah, they got some cleaning up to do in here for sure. All right. Yeah, so this would be your primary bedroom. Okay, here's another closet over here as well. So walk in. All right. There's a light in there as well. There you go. So what do you guys think so far? Does the exterior styling say painted ladies? Okay, based off the images I showed you, did he do a good job? All right, and this would be your primary bathroom. Okay, so you have your tall cabinets here for storage. Here's your double vanity. Okay, so you have this here. Then you have your tub in the corner over here. Here's the second vanity. Okay, and there's your lighting as well over the vanity. All right, and then you got your shower right next to it, right here. Very tall shower head. I mean, that water has a ways to go before it gets to you, okay? And then right next to the shower, you have your water closet, okay? So neat setup, cozy, not too large of a bathroom, but the white color definitely adds a feel of just spaciousness in here. And you do have carpets here in this bedroom and closet. So we'll come out of there, okay? And I believe that will conclude the tour of the the second floor, like your main floor. So before we go downstairs, we'll go ahead and take a look upstairs. So as we ascend, we have wood on the steps, a darker color wood on the steps, and then we do have that white kind of coming off of the molding here as we go up. It works, although, you know, that can get kind of dirty over time, but typically people may have their shoes off coming up the stairs. So as we go up, come up to the third floor, we do have carpet up here as well, okay? And here's kind of like a little mini loft area that overlooks to give you a look down at the front door, almost giving that foyer type feel. You do have double doors out to a second balcony, okay? More on that in a second. Here is your other guest bedroom. There's the closet over in the corner over there, okay? It's a walk-in closet, all right? Then you have an ensuite bathroom. This is a full bathroom. It's on window, your light, okay? Looking high up, all right? And then here is the tub and shower. Yep, tub and shower combination, okay? How do you guys feel so far? What do you think they're asking for this here particular property? Now, you do have this second balcony here. So this, to me, really is what kind of puts this house design-wise, as far as saying it's kind of like a Victorian style, because those homes did have the multi-level balconies. You can look back at some of my videos for those Victorian homes, those vintage homes that I've filmed in the past, and they do have that type of layout to them where you could just go out on any floor and be able to enjoy the views outside. So we can't get out there because they're doing something to they're switching out the handles here. Okay, this is the second bedroom on this level right here. Okay, so I like, no fan in here, just a recessed lighting. And it's definitely warm up here. Okay, so carpet in here once again, but this one also has an ensuite bathroom as well. So definitely very, very convenient in the form that you have your own bathrooms, full baths for these bedrooms. Same setup, not a different color or anything like that. So you want it, nonetheless, you got it. There it is, okay? And then this is the closet for this bedroom as well. So what do you guys think? Definitely, I'm not sure if anything kind of jumps out or screams at you that, you know, this is the home for you, but let me know what you think. Is there anything in here that's kind of like, you know, so far, hey, I gotta have this home, okay? So as we go down, we're going to take a look at the bottom floor, that's the first door we walked up on when we first got to the property, okay? So we'll come around, passing by the kitchen. You do have an inset here in the kitchen as well for extra seating, okay? I don't know if I showed that before. All right, so let's go ahead and take a trip downstairs. I wanted to share this one with you guys because of the inspiration that this builder had as well. So we're coming down here. Now this lower level does have its own fixture as well when you come in. So you could come in here and then go upstairs. So although the front door with the address is on that second level. So we'll come down here. We'll go ahead and go to the right first. So this is that door here, okay? And then this is a room over here. So this is another bedroom on the very first floor. It's much cooler down here. So this is that ensuite bathroom for this room. Now this one has its own bench in here. There is no tub, but you do have the shower with the bench set up in here, okay? With a very bright color in here with the white color scheme. And then this is the closet for this room. Okay, walk-in closet. There you go. All right. And then coming out of that room straight across is another bedroom. Okay. With another recessed light, not a fan in here either. Okay, then you have the closet for this room, a little smaller. Then you have a pass-through here. So this is another bathroom. It could be an ensuite bathroom as well. Same setup as the other one. Okay, here's your vanity. Okay, and then you come out into the hallway because there's a door right there, okay? And you come out to this hallway and then you come into this larger area right here. So you kind of got an entertaining area here, okay? Because you got your ceiling fan there. You have an area over here to the left. Here's a door as well. So much more room, it feels like, on this floor. So this is some storage. And this was to the right. So to the right, you get like a kitchenette area over there. It's an area for the fridge. You got your sink, your microwave. All right, and then over here, this is, oh, okay. So this is extra storage. So you can kind of do whatever you want to do down here. So basically, the unfinished portion of your basement where your appliances are. All right. Okay. I mean, it's room back here on this side over here. So definitely some things you can do with it over here. They're already using it for storage. And there's your shutoffs and your plumbing access and your panel. So yeah, you could do something with this over here. Maybe turn it into a shop or a gym. All right. Okay. I like it. Okay. Came down the steps there. Here's a closer look at that kitchenette here. So this one has a different countertop. Okay. Still granite, looks good. It's your cabinets. Okay. So, I mean, technically, you can almost rent this out down here. Really. Yeah. See, this is a connection for a wash and dryer in here. That almost looks bigger than the laundry room upstairs. So you definitely could do some generational living in this home, because a person really has most of what they need down here. You don't have a cooktop here, but you could do, you know, minor prep work here as well. And then of course you have your closet here, or that could be used as a pantry as well if you got a kitchen over to our right. Okay. And that's it. So that concludes our tour of this here home. So let's go ahead and get upstairs and talk numbers and close this one out. All right, see y'all up there in a second. Hey guys, quick interlude. So I missed this garage area. So this garage area comes from that room in front of the primary, and there's a walkway. So I don't know how I missed it, but this is the 2-car garage right here, okay? I don't wanna miss anything, okay? So that's just that. Little storage area. All right. Now there's also room upstairs right here. Let's check this out. Okay. All right. So it looks like we have a loft area above the garage. Definitely didn't want to miss this, man. This might be my new favorite area for the home. Okay, of course it has to get finished out. And I'm not sure if you can get this finished by the builder. If you guys are curious about that, comment below and I can find out. But yeah, that's pretty cool. So I had just missed this earlier. It was brought to my attention, and definitely wanted to share that with you guys. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and kick it to the outro. All right, guys. So that concludes our tour of this here property located in Decula, Georgia. Now, as I stated before, this is a 5-bedroom, 6-bath home. This is a new construction home. It was built in 2024, but there's been no one in here since its erection. And basically, you can see that for sure. It definitely feels like a new construction home, has a new construction smell, and I do think the outside architecture is pretty interesting. So a little more information on that, okay? So this is in the Six Sisters homestead at Hog Mountain. And the architect, Mr. Allison Ramsey, was inspired by San Francisco's celebrated painted ladies. So like I did earlier before, I showed the row of homes that this here architect was inspired by. And he built these series of homes here on this Six Sisters Street to really reflect that. So the homes that had the multi-balcony feel to them, or not feel, but the architecture to them, he directly added it to this home, which I did think was something that was very unique. You definitely don't see that with new construction, but a lot of new construction is very nice, do not get me wrong, but a lot of the stuff tends to look the same, okay? So in that aspect, I do think this is very unique, and it's a nice touch of his to be able to add that. Now, of course, you're sitting on 0.13 acres, that's the lot size, and like I was going to state before, of course that means that you're going to have a very niche market when it comes to buyers. So yes, this is neat, this is new, and it's unique, which is very, very nice, although it isn't for everyone, okay? The Victorian age homes are nostalgic for sure, but it doesn't hit or resonate with a lot of people, and that's fine. Because these homes were in certain parts of the country at certain time periods. So with that being said, that does not mean that this would be a bad home. Of course, coming inside, touring here, it's a very nice countertop for this island. It's a very nice home. Everything in the home is very new. And like I said though, there are 3 stories. So walking in, we walked into the second level, which is where the kitchen is where I'm standing right now. And basically, you come through that door because that's the front door officially, because that's where your address plate is. And then the lower level is kind of like just the entrance, the front entrance to a basement area, okay? Now, personally, I do like the lower level the best out of this home. It feels more open, having that larger space down there, and it's obviously much cooler. It's warm in here right now, and that's to be expected if they don't have the AC on. But nonetheless, that's my favorite part of the home. And also, it is really cool to just be able to access these multi-level porches as well. That's what really gives it that Victorian feel. Okay, so the nostalgia side, like I said, we did tour 3,250 square feet here today. This is a 2-story home if you just count this floor and the second one. I mean, the second one above. I call it 3-story, but it is what it is. Okay, and it is on a brick and mortar foundation. Brick and mortar foundation is what we have here. Now, we do have 2 laundry rooms as well. I thought that was something else that was unique. So the laundry room that's up here is a little smaller because I'm looking at it right now before you go downstairs, but the one downstairs is larger. And speaking to that aspect, the downstairs area has where you can almost pretty much rent it out because you got a little kitchenette area down there. You don't have a full kitchen, but you can do some minor prep work down there, and you have a laundry room down there as well. And one of those rooms could be turned into a bedroom, studio type living area. So that is unique. Kind of lends itself to generational living, this here particular layout. Now let's get to some more numbers. So, like I stated earlier, 0.13 acres, and this has been on the market for 61 days. So clearly they relisted the home, or they may have just kind of just had the lot itself being on the market in 2024 for you to just kind of purchase this particular lot. Okay, now how much do you guys think they're asking for this here particular property? They're asking $745,000 for this here particular home. Now, like I said, this is a 5-bedroom, 6-bath. What do you guys feel about the price? Would you pay that for this here particular layout? What did you like about this home? What resonates with you? Do you like the styling? Did you research Painted Ladies in San Francisco and be like, okay, that's really cool. I like that, and this home fits that. Or does that not matter to you at all? And you like, negative. I can't deal with this. So, the original list price was $775,000. So they underwent a $30,000 price cut on this particular home. So they're trying to get it moved for sure. This is a very nice neighborhood. It's really quiet in here. You're located really close to a few things as well for convenience. So I wanted to share this home with you because the architect was inspired by something a little different than what we're used to seeing in new construction. And also to just give you guys some knowledge that, hey, there are even Victorian and Edwardian, I can't say the word, homes on the West Coast in San Francisco. So I thought that was pretty cool too to share with you guys. So without further ado, this being your favorite Bearded Agent, please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. That was a long